I built a $40 million business without cold calling, and here's my secret system. Everyone seems to think that business success comes from better sales tactics. More cold calls, better pitches, cheaper pricing, and honestly, that's exactly why most people stay stuck in the same rat race. Every business guru is teaching the same exact playbook. Hustle harder, call more prospects, close more deals. What if I told you that there is a completely different way to do business? That's what I discovered after losing a $2 million deal. I then built a system that generates consistent revenue without chasing anymore. No cold calls, no pushy sales tactics, and no begging for meetings. Over $40 million in business through my career, generated through relationships alone. Stop asking yourself the same questions. How do I get more leads? Why aren't my prospects calling me back? How do I close more deals? Those are all the wrong questions. This isn't about selling better. It's about connecting deeper. If you're tired of the constant hustle, this is the system that nobody is talking about. Let me show you exactly how relationship-based business works. This was my $2 million wake-up call. I thought that I had a deal locked up. I worked on it for 9 months. Meetings, designs, perfect presentations, everything was going great. The client loved the work, and then I got the call. Hey Nathan, we're going with someone else. I was shocked. What shocked me? The reason wasn't price, it wasn't features, it wasn't timing. It was simply, Nathan, we trust you, but we don't have the trust in your entire team that a project of this size deserves. And that's when it hit me. I was playing the wrong game. While I was focused on transactions, my competitor was building relationships, was building confidence and trust. While I was chasing deals, my competitor was creating partnership and was insulating their relationship that they were building. They were having a relationship mindset while I was stuck in a transactional mindset. The verdict is, this wasn't just a lost deal. It was a complete shift in my mindset, and it forced me to discover that what actually drives business and drives success is relationships. I needed a way to figure out where I stood with my clients, who I needed to focus on, who was doing well, where there was trust, where there wasn't. So I put together an audit, and I audited every client relationship using a very simple scorecard: trust level, value, communication quality, and future potential. Each of those things rated on a 1 to 5 scale. After doing this audit, clients that I thought were solid showed some warning signs. Other clients that I was worried about actually tended to be stronger than I realized, putting my head at rest. Some relationships were hanging on by a thread and I had no idea. One client actually scored a 2 out of 5 on the trust level, and they were already talking to my competition. You can't improve what you don't measure. This scorecard became the foundation of everything else that followed. Are you tired of boring, mundane check-in calls? Chances are, if you're tired of it, your clients are really tired of it. I discovered this and I realized that I needed a way to transform that simple yet dreadful, "Hey, how's business?" phone call into conversations that people actually wanted to have. Instead of generic check-ins, you gotta lead with unexpected value. "Hey, I saw your competitor just launched whatever. Here's what I think it means for your business. You wanna talk about it?" Or, "Hey, I heard that you're down a couple heads and that you're looking for talent. I actually know a recruiter in the industry that I've worked with and have had massive success with. Please, let me turn you on to him." At first, I was way too focused on my agenda. But when I turned the tables and I made my phone calls about my customers and genuinely cared about what they're dealing with and the business that they're trying to perform, everything changed. Client engagement went from 30 to 80%. Meetings became strategy sessions instead of just status updates. My relationships transformed from average, mundane, boring vendor calls into beautiful strategic partnerships that were fun, exciting, and profitable. You ever worry about having a problem and being made to look like a fool? I wanted a roadmap to strengthen my relationships even through the challenges that arose. I developed a system for handling problems. Own the issue before your clients discover it. Turn tension into trust-building moments. Use recovery to deepen relationships. I had a project that went completely sideways, and it was no fault of mine, and in fact, it was no fault of my clients. It was a $120,000 problem. The client was furious, and in this fast-paced, high-stakes business, pointing fingers at people and laying blame gets you nowhere. Using this framework, I took complete ownership and I focused on solutions. 6 months later, not only was the problem done, fixed, and handled, but the client actually doubled their business with us. The best feedback that I got through this challenge from the owner was him telling me, "Hey Nathan, thank you for being a partner and showing up when things went wrong." The ending is always more important than the beginning, and we finished in a way that benefited both of us. We turned a crisis into a massive relationship enhancing moment. Let's talk about scaling without losing personal touch. You've found success. You're crushing it. Everybody wants to work with you, and your success is now your biggest enemy. This is where most relationship strategies start to break down. The normal human being can really only effectively maintain about 150 relationships in their life. Then how do you maintain an additional 50 or more work relationships without burning out? I built what I like to call the Trust Accelerator Calendar. It's a 90-day relationship plan that consists of micro moments that build trust and strategic assisted communication that's personal. Some client feedback that I've gotten from doing this is, "Hey man, you always seem to reach out at just the right time." I'm here to tell you it's not magic. It's systems and it's organization. However, regardless of the systems that are in play and how organized you may be, you must always make sure to preserve the human element. It is the number one priority through all of this communication. The approach deployed effectively is systematic relationship building done at scale. You can't satisfy everyone and everything that's going on in a timely manner, and there just aren't enough hours in the day. So here's what happened when I implemented all these things together in my business. Client retention, it was at an all-time high. Referrals, man, I became the get to use him guy instead of the have to use him guy. People wanted to work with me and sought me out rather than just relying on work that they had to do with me. My revenue? Climbing consistently and impressively. Over $40 million done in relationship-based business and work-life balance. I am pleased to say that work became sustainable and my family stopped suffering from my success. The biggest change, though, really wasn't in the numbers. it ended up being about how I felt about work. No more Sunday scaries, worrying about coming into the office on Monday. Who knows what there is waiting for me? No more constant hustle and grind. Not to say that I wasn't hustling and grinding, but it was grinding on relationships, and it was hustling with friendships and partnerships. It wasn't always searching in the unknown, which is exhausting. This all just started turning into genuine partnerships whose value compounded over time, and it was beautiful. My advice, honestly, start with one relationship. Find a partner, find an advocate, go and make it deeper. Then figure out what worked after experiencing that process and systemize it. And do it over and over again until you have a roster of friends who are also business partners. Because honestly, people who are able to master this early, they build businesses that last decades, instead of being someone who has massive success and then very quickly after that has massive burnout. So which relationships in your business could be deep? Please drop a comment. I want to know what's holding you back from building stronger partnerships. And if you want the complete Trust Accelerator system, the framework, the scorecards, the step-by-step processes that I use to hit my numbers and hit my relationship goals and make work fun, hit the subscribe button. This channel is where I share the real relationship building strategies that generate consistent revenue, because this isn't theory. This is the system that I personally used to grow a business from zero when I first started over a decade ago to over 40 million in sales and growing.